Hi, St. George's. Over the past few weeks, as we've transitioned into our homes for our time of physical fasting during this pandemic, I've had a lot of people ask questions that are centered around how do I practice prayer at home with my family? How do I create a new pattern in my life when all my existing patterns are now gone? One of the ways that I establish a good, healthy pattern while I'm at home, and in fact I've been using for a long time in my life, is I've created an altar or a shrine in my home. And so if you've been joining us for the online Compline services every night at 8 p.m., you'll recognize this space. This is my personal altar that I've put together. And I invite all of you all to create one at home. It's really not that hard. It's actually quite simple. All you need is really just a cloth to lay down on a specific table or space that you've set aside for your shrine or altar, a cross, some candles. If you are into icons, maybe having an icon or two. I also really like incense. You can purchase incense online very easy. This is from Holy Cross Monastery. This one is from Monastery Icons and Incense online. I can put the link below for you if you're interested in that. But it's very simple and easy to put together. So below you'll find 2 links to how to set up your own prayer table / altar in your home. And there's also a link on how to create prayer cards. This is specifically for families with children. You can create these very simple, beautiful prayer cards that if you have a little stand at home, as a part of your prayer practices, your children can pick a prayer card as their prayer and set it on the altar. And it's just a way to remind them of their prayers always being present to God. So I invite you to set up one of these prayer shrines at home, particularly as we go into the season of Holy Week and Easter. And just see how it shifts the space and the time that you spend together in your home around prayer with God. There are 2 resources I want to draw your attention to as well. For those who are looking to establish a pattern of prayer that is easily plugged in to the busyness our lives can tend to be. The first resource is our wonderful Book of Common Prayer. Yours might be red. This one's a black bound one. Within the Book of Common Prayer, there's a section called the Daily Offices, which essentially it's just prayers that are offered at certain times of the day. And at the back of that section, on page 136, there is another section named Daily Devotions for Individuals and Families. And what it does is it takes the daily offices for each hour of the day and it condenses them even further into a shortened service. So I've prayed these before regularly in my life and continue to do so. They take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long you wish it to be. The shortest is about 5 minutes and includes a reading from a psalm, a reading from scripture, space for some silence and reflection, a hymn if you want it, and then a closing prayer. It's a beautiful way to just begin and end your day and order your life beginning and ending with God. Another resource that is connected to this is a new book that just came out called Common Prayer for Children and Families. This is a wonderful resource for those of you who have children at home. It takes the daily devotions for individuals and families and it fleshes it out a little bit more and reorients it so it's more directly relatable to children. So the prayers are kind of worded in a language that they can understand. It gives you options of different prayers that you can use throughout this, different hymns that kids might want to sing as a part of their prayer practice. There's also these wonderful prayers in the back that go with everyday things like for families and friends and birthdays, meals. It's a wealth of knowledge and spiritual guidance that I think many of our families would enjoy. So I commend all these resources to you. I'll put the links for them below. And again, I just invite you to create a prayer space in your home, to establish a pattern of prayer that in the morning, at midday, and in the evening before you go to bed, you're gathering together as an individual or as a family for 5 minutes and just pray to God and just explore how that might change the way you live your life every day. I hope this is helpful, and if you make a prayer space at home, please share pictures of that on our Facebook page. I'd love to see them and see the creativity that comes into them. Until then, God bless.